Ugh. Oh, that came from the bottle of the barrel butter. That killed
Came
me.
from
Oh. Anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of ScumCast podcast. Actually, this will be the last Zoom one.
last
So
Zoomies. Last
Zoomies.
oh
It's
who
past. It's Zoom
what's
past.
going on? Tell them.
How long have we been doing the Zoom shit?
Like for a while now. Probably like close to probably honestly close to 20 episodes. Probably close to 20 episodes, I'd say.
Oh,
I have no idea. I should be able to find it pretty quickly, but
Right.
yeah, no, it's gonna be. But I'm gonna sit here and speak on the behalf of the entirety of the UK, and say it's gonna be an honor to welcome you into this country.
Yeah, bro. Thanks. Fuck all you, and I'm joking. Yeah, no, it'll be cool. It'll be just like when Hitler came to visit, and then
So the first Zoom episode was 111,
111, yeah.
and we're now at
128. This is 129.
So 18. This is the 19th podcast. Yeah, that was Zoom, and it is now finally over. Nearly a half a year. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, when does it say?
I haven't seen your fucking ugly mug in like nearly half a year.
Yeah, it's 5 months, dude. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
we're gonna have to have a we're gonna have to have a big kiss when we see.
Ooh. Where's your mom at? Where's your mom at?
So for anyone, so hopefully, so all of our fans don't bombard us at the airport. We obviously will keep the flight times.
Low key, bro. Low key. All I've said to Jack is when he is waiting for me at the airport, he's gonna hold the UFC sign up with my name.
Yeah. That's easily done.
Yeah,
Easily done. We'll get it done.
I was honestly thinking about like how, because I was like, should I catch the tube or whatever back to yours? But then I was like, you know what? I might splash out. I might just splash out just to be safe. Because I honestly won't. I can't be bothered being on the tube with all my fucking luggage. So I might just.
How much do you have?
A lot. So well, I've got a big one, a small one, in a bag, like a backpack.
That's not that bad. Like, you know.
Yeah, honestly, but I just don't want to be on a sticky ass tube for a few hours.
Because I'm happy to come get you, and like I can take the small thing for you. But I do still understand. Like me, like I
was just thinking, I was like, I might just Uber it there, just for that day, just fucking get it over with, because like I don't know. But yeah. It depends on how much the Uber is. When I'll check the Uber first. I'm like,
it's on it like so I went from the airport to Brentford, which I think is a bit further away, but you're probably looking at about £40, I'd say, judging, I reckon.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's obviously a one-time thing, but like, yeah, the tube obviously in like comparison will probably be a maximum of like £8 probably.
Yeah.
So it is a lot cheaper, but like I also would say that it's going to be quieter at that time, like because you will you're obviously arriving not at like peak time. So
well, that
should
depends,
be okay.
Because that also depends on plane. Planes are weird sometimes. Sometimes they come earlier. Sometimes you wake up earlier.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be going like the opposite way of like the busyness, if that makes sense.
Right.
You'll be going like you'll be fine in that sense. It would be like, obviously it's all up to you, like whatever you want to do.
I might just take the hit in the chin and just fucking take a Uber there. So you don't have to come to the airport, bro. I'll just see you in front of the door. It's alright, bro. You can kiss me in front of the door. Like, it's all.
You better not be late though, because I've got to go to the gym. Like, you might just have to come to my gym with all your stuff and wait and sit outside the gym.
Just wait at the front. Yeah, be like, oh, I can't go inside. I've got no access code. It's like
this obviously is pretty illegal, so I won't say too much on it. But there's actually nothing stopping you from what I can think of from you using my gym code. Like, I go to the gym group and they just honestly, there's no one at the door. You just press a couple buttons.
It's not like we didn't do this type of shit when we were in Australia either. Let's be honest. Like, How many times I brought in friends or like my little brother or some shit like that, like at to the gym, like no one, bro. Speaking of that, like I always like the gym I went to in Perth, there was always a group of 10 Asian guys that would just walk in together. And I promise you, at least one or two of them were the only ones that had the fucking membership. Not all 10 of them, bro. Because
As you know, they weren't just hell like keen to work out together, bro.
well,
And
no,
like they were all about it.
didn't
How do
say
you not
that
know
they
they're good
weren't keen to work
parents?
out.
Like I
I'm
think
just saying it didn't seem like because you'd be looking out the window and then you'd see two of them like do the beep, and then like all the other ones just rushed in. It was like Genghis Khan and his general, and then all the other ones behind him, bro. You know,
fair enough. Fair enough.
that kind of vibe. But
How you were saying just before how your goodbye is going?
yeah. So honestly, like
Did we speak about you saying goodbye to your mum like much? Like when you left
yeah, we
Australia?
did. Yeah, a little bit. But just I didn't really like go into too much detail. We both talked about how we felt and like the
Yeah.
tears
Okay.
when the mums start crying is when
Did,
you start crying.
yeah.
I don't.
Did you? How are you like now? Because you've been like what a month? Like has it been a month since you've been there? More than a month?
No, it's almost been 3, dude.
Fuck, since you've been this. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I came here 12, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. My time is warped. But
Yeah, so was mine, man.
what so yeah, how are you like now with like how like obviously your long term like your long distance relationship with your mum or your family,
Um,
like how are they feeling, how are
I
you?
just don't feel like it's changed anything for me personally. Like I still stay in contact with most of them. Some more frequent than others, as in my mom. Um, I wouldn't say we message every day, but I'll like FaceTime call her like in a week at least like 2 or 3 times. And some weeks I
Yeah,
won't.
okay.
Okay? But I just don't like. I guess like the older I get, the more like I wouldn't say I'm less emotional in moments like um like specific moments actually, but I feel like I'm way more unattached from the world and like in a healthy positive,
Yeah,
like in a way of like it's always in my mind that like that this life is fleeting and that like you know everyone's gonna die eventually. So a part of me is almost unattached to myself from like just humanity in general, in terms of just like, oh, everyone's gonna die. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I guess I'm just not as I don't know, I'm just not as worried about really any kind of like interpersonal relationships at this point. Like maybe I'm a little disoriented because I'm still in like a transitional position where like I'm
yeah,
not
you're like at the moment you don't really know what's going on with anything,
right. Yeah,
right?
I don't
Like
really have a home per se. You know what I mean?
mm,
So it has been weird and it's gonna be shitty for sure today. When I'm doing some of my goodbyes, but I think I've done most of my goodbyes yesterday. Um, the only thing is I probably should see my dad and like my grandma on that side. I saw my dad's brother last night, but I kind of don't feel like going there. And it might
yeah,
just sound
fair enough.
really shitty. It might just sound really shitty, but like I guess that's where I'm also like it's like I'm gonna come back. And I guess that the goodbyes to me now mean way less because I'm closer than they used to
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I lived in
it's
Australia.
possible. It's always possible to get there like within a day if you needed to.
Right. So yeah, so for me, the goodbye from Australia was way harder because it's like, oh, this isn't just a place that I can just like and I'm there. Do you know what I mean? It's a
Yeah,
17-hour flight, a thousand and something pounds for a return flight,
quite
basically.
quite a lot of planning, a lot of planning.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that seems more emotionally draining. While this is kind of like, I almost don't even care to like say goodbyes to a few people here because I'm like, I'm gonna see you.
I'll see you soon. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
At worst, I'll see you within a year. And to some people here, that's like, well, that's a long time. But to me, that hasn't been here 6 years. And in those 6 years, fuck all has
Yeah,
changed.
that's how quick. That's how quick.
Right. So to me, it's like, oh man, whatever. Like, just like when I tell them, oh, I'm going for a fucking 5 and something hour flight, they're like, oh my God, 5 hours. And I'm like, yeah, fucking 5 hours feels like a breeze to me now, bro. 5 hour plane.
Is that how long it is from Serbia to London?
No, because I've got a two-way ticket. Not two-way. I mean, a stopover.
Oh, okay. Where are you going?
Bro, I can't disclose that information, bro. But let's just say it's a country with a rich history, both negative and positive, and they like beer. So.
Oh, okay, interesting. Why is that just the only option that you had?
It was just like legitimately 400 euros cheaper.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
Which is fucking insane to think. So a one-way flight, a direct flight from Belgrade to London was 600 euros.
Yeah, that's expensive.
While a two-way, while a stopover flight, I will disclose the country now, from Serbia to Deutschland, and then from Deutschland to the UK, it was like 200. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'll stop over to save 400 fucking euros. Like,
yeah,
no
100%.
fucking,
Yeah,
it makes zero fucking sense as well. It's just stupid to me. It's honestly fucking retarded. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'm probably not gonna say all my goodbyes to most people. I can't be fucked.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you in that case. It's that's not too much of a big deal.
Might make me sound like a bad person, but last night I seen the people that I've hung out with the most and I felt I was close to. So everyone else.
The real question is do we have any updates on that gal?
Oh shit, bro! I gave up on that.
Oh, you fucking are a pussy.
No, I'm not a pussy. I just heard
You are.
pussy. I just heard a pussy. I just heard a story about her pussy, and I was like, oh, I'm good then.
I need to hear now. You can't just
So I ended up actually seeing her since we last chatted about her. I ended up seeing her twice. Once was I was at this party, and at the end of the party, like she was walking by with a friend, and she's like, oh, like you're here. And then she's like, oh, we can finally like meet in person and talk in person. Because we've seen each other, but we never talked in person before that. And then we were chatting beer spitting, you know. And then a friend of mine pulls me and he's like, I gotta go for a phone call, but come here for a second. And he pulls me over and he's like, don't try fuck her. And I was like, why? And he's like, out of our friends group, he's like, out of the friends group that was there that night, and which is a group of 5, he's like, 3 of us have fucked her. And I was like, oh, good.
Why not make it 4th then?
Nah.
I don't see what the problem.
It wasn't the type of girl or the type of pussy that you're like, fuck it, I don't even care if she's had demons in her pussy. It was just like an average, like a.
Bro,
like
what it sounds like to me is that, like, you know, you think you're not live up to the mans that were there. That's what it sounds like to me. You're scared of the demons that lay before.
Well, no, yeah. I personally, even though they're my friends, I'd like to admit that I don't know. Let's just say I don't know how poisonous their dick cheese is. You know what I mean? Like I think that I've seen them put their willies in a lot of weird stuff, and so and most of the people here don't fucking, you know, they don't wear condoms. So it's it's that kind of a vibe. And personally, she just wasn't worth it. If she was like an 8 out of 10, I would have been like, yeah, I don't care, bro. I'm gonna be number 4, you know. But she just wasn't worth it. And also, for probably all our fans, since they follow me on my thread because I'm like fucking hilarious and shit, like she just like was honestly so boring. Like she had zero interest. And it was a constant conversation of, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. And it was just like, it was very tiring. It was just, it felt like I was putting in effort just to like chat to her. You know what I mean? And it just felt
Yeah, I get.
it legitimately wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it. So, bro, but like I could have fucked her so easily, bro. Like, bro, I had her dripping, bro. I had her dripping. And then I saw her another time when she came to my village, and she wanted to see me, but I was like, nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
The love story. Truest love story ends.
Yeah, it was a summer love, bro. It was a summer love.
Fair enough.
As Chance the Rapper once said, I fucked all my friends. In the song Summer Friends. Yeah.
I feel are you excited like about what like because what I was gonna tell you, right? So essentially, like obviously I don't know how much you're gonna disclose on here, but obviously you mentioned to me you had a couple job interviews. And like, you know, some in person, some over the phone and shit. And like because I talk to my mum a lot. And like I was like to her,
okay, brag. Sorry, I only talk to my mum sometimes.
Yeah. No, I talk to her like every day on the phone, so I'm just saying that. So I'm a good son. Sandy, if you watch, if you need, just letting you know.
If you need a message every day, I can be that consistent for you.
But no, I was gonna say, but the problem, like, thing that I do not understand some things about women is that like they want so much information and like expect me to know so much information.
Right.
Like,
Oh my God.
I mentioned to a couple people that you had jobs lined up and like you had interviews. That's all I said. And then, my mum always asks about you. She's like, "Oh, when's she coming? When is he coming over?" And I honestly, until like when you mentioned it to me, I was like, I don't know. And every time she'd ask me every day, she'd be like, "When's Rash coming?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't keep up to life the way, you know. But then this turned into me telling. I was obviously like, okay, now he's got a date. This da 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 da. He's coming over this time. He's got a couple job interviews lined up. And she was like, "Oh, cool." And then so the next day she goes, "How did Rash's job interviews go?" And I'm like, "How the fuck am I supposed to know this, woman?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they expect me to ask you. Like, I don't know what they expect men.
It's because women are so chatty with each other. They like keep each other in the loop about everything. Like I've seen my mum's phone like ring out every day from like friends, and they'll be like, "Did you wake up good this morning?" And it's like, who even fucking cares, bro? Like, what if imagine like most of the days I wake up, right? Especially since I've been here on a holiday, I've had nightmares. Imagine I messaged you every day and was like, "Hey, bro, just had a nightmare again.
Didn't sleep very well last night.
Hope you had a good dream, though, bro."
I just don't get it, man. Because like, I don't know what we're supposed to do as men, right? Are we supposed to like?
Do we increase the amount that we chat? I don't think so. I don't think there's I've honestly, I just think like, I think men and women are definitely different in that way, where women like to share more stuff with each other, and they're kind of involved in each other's lives a bit more. Men are a bit more like selfish in that way, where it's like you keep most things to yourself, and then sometimes you just say some shit. Like if it's like really bad news, or if it's really good, we never really share like the middle stuff.
I guess that falls into the like the idea of like girls like humans, men like things, right? Like we talk about a lot more, and like whereas women are probably talking about themselves and like each other a lot more, I guess, in that case. I was gonna ask you something. That kind of goes on to what I want to talk about as well. Did you see all the Jonah Hill shit?
Oh, with his girlfriend?
Yeah, well, no, he's like his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, about the whole like how he's like asking her to like take down the photos and stuff, or like photos down, but just be like, why do you need to be like showing your ass off while you're surfing and stuff? Like,
yeah. Do you know the whole story behind Drew?
No, not really. I kind of looked into it a little bit, but not a lot. No.
So that's his ex-girlfriend from like a while back, who's a surfer, and like so Jonah Hill's married. Like, I don't know if he's married, but he's just got a baby, with his new woman. But those were essentially like that came out like as soon as he announced it. Essentially, like he had a kid. Like this woman came out and was just like wanted her moment to like share her experience.
Yeah.
And honestly, for everything that I've seen of Jonah Hill, he's actually genuinely one of the more likable celebrities that I've ever seen. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
But even Kanye, who supposedly dislikes the Jewish community, he said he forgives Jonah. He
Yeah, fair enough. Is Jonah a Jew?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I did not know. No wonder he's a famous celebrity. That makes
I know.
Sense.
They run the whole thing, bro. Kanye said
they
it.
do run the. They do run the business.
I don't know.
He genuinely seems like quite a likable person. Like I've seen like a lot of clips of him. I've seen, obviously I haven't actually even watched that documentary, which I really need to watch of him and his what's his name? His psycho fucking what's his name? The person he talks to. What's it called? Jonah.
Psychologist?
But what is it? Stutz. The tools from Stutz. Phil Stutz. Apparently it's really good. Like it's on a film by Jonah Hill, Stutz. It's on Netflix. It's about his psychiatrist. But anyway, everything that I've seen from him kind of seems like quite genuine. And those like, and a lot of people, I guess, like the argument with it was like he was controlling, this, that, and whatever. But like, if you look at all the replies that she sent, it was I don't think like Jonah came into this like chat and just went, okay, if you want to date me, these are the rules. I think they were having a conversation, and then he went, like, he was like kind of compounding it all to being like, okay, this is the, and then her reacting to it and just taking that one bit. Like no way but at the same time, like even the rules, as much as like for you and me maybe seemed outlandish, but like if you got rules, you got rules.
I honestly didn't think it sounded too outlandish myself, to be honest.
Yeah, me either. But even if you think they are, why does it matter? Like you don't have to date him.
Because don't date me then. I legitimately look, the way I saw it was like, he's legitimate. You know how I hate the most? For the last how many years, I've heard so many women go, I'm just setting boundaries. I'm setting my standard. This is just who I am and how I am. If you can't accept me, then don't be with me. And then when a man does it, it's like, oh, he's so controlling. Like, oh my God, like he's just trying to suppress this feminine energy of hers. And it's like, so you have standards or regulations or a contract of if you're my man, like how many women are like, if you're my man, then you got to be 6 foot, 6 figures and fucking jacked with tattoos, and on the side also be a criminal, but deep down have a soft heart just for me. It's just like, okay. And then and if you can't match that, then you can't match me. But when a guy is like, hey, like, if me and you are going to continue dating, like, I don't even think he, like, that wasn't like, people were like, oh, he's like gaslighting it. It's like, not really. He's legitimately just stating a fact. Like, I don't think I could be with someone that continually does this. And if you wanted to like have a serious relationship, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it just.
Yeah, no, it seemed relatively reasonable. And like that's the thing that confused me, is that like, it wasn't the fact that it wasn't unreasonable. It's more the fact that like you have a choice. Yeah, you're forgetting that the woman has a choice. Yeah. Like, and it wasn't like a thing where he was saying, okay,
he was like holding do this for me, family ransom, and was like, you fucking murder them all if you don't act up, if you keep acting up, bitch. Like, there's cases like that, dude. Like, there's cases where people are like trapped because they have kids with someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're
I guess the argument is,
I'm gonna fucking suffocate this kid if you leave me.
the argument against that though is like, I guess like not the whole argument, but that point you just made is like just because like someone raped someone doesn't mean murder isn't bad. You know what I mean? Like just because one thing that doesn't mean another thing isn't bad.
And no, it's just, oh man, it's just silly, dude. It's like as soon as a man says something like, oh, these are my standards, this is like, I only date women of this kind or this type or this thing, everyone just fucking loses their mind.
So that's interesting to me though. At the same time, do you find it a bit strange when people be like, like I only date like white girls, black girls? You know, do you find that strange?
I do find that strange. I understand having a type.
What's the difference there then? I guess like a type, like because I understand types as well, because like I'm just I can't date light haired girls. Like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Like I don't know why, it's just in my brain. But like but that doesn't but like, is that not the same as me saying if I like only date black girls?
No, because
like,
that's not based on race. That's just based on.
But what's the difference? What's the difference? You're born with white. You're born blonde, or you're born brunette, and you're born black, and you're born white. Like, am I not treating?
But some people are born brunettes or with black hair, and then they go blonde.
Some people, do a bit of magic wiping. So an MJ,
Michael Jackson, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying,
what is the difference? What is the difference between racism and me being like, I don't like brunette?
Hairism? I don't know. I guess like it's hard to say because I feel like over time, like my taste like varies quite a bit. Like I feel like there's stages, like right now I'm definitely in my like Japanese stage, like deeply, like, and I know that by the porn that I watch, so that's just the way it is.
Fair enough.
Like if someone was to like bring me the most beautiful women of all countries right now, I'd probably go with the Japanese right now. You know what I mean? But a few months ago, I would have probably picked the woman from like Russia or Ukraine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I guess it's
so you just go through stage.
Yeah,
so you're going to struggle to like settle down?
Sorry?
Are you going to struggle to settle down because like you're always going to want like, you know,
no,
you're going to be like,
no, not really. I don't think so. I just have to find someone that's Eurasian, so then it just keeps switching back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. That's going to be tough, bro. There's a
lot of Eurasians. There's a lot of them, so.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm just saying you're narrowing down the already slim market for yourself.
Nah, to be honest, when it comes to like looks, it's just like there's no like, even if it varies all the time, I'm still attracted to beautiful women all the same. Do you know what I mean? And also,
I get it.
And also with beauty, it's like it shrivels away. So it's like one day your wife is gonna look old and wrinkly. It's like, well, you're not gonna just throw her away.
Oh yeah, I might. Hey, I might have to because like honestly, once a bitch gets fucking old and wrinkly, I
don't need an old bitch bickering in my ear, bro. That's the worst.
Also, just like kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like just yeah, I don't know how I feel about them, if I'm honest.
That's why I don't like girls with boobs, bro, because they're gonna sag one day, bro.
Think about like the thing like is, right? Think about me in my 60s. I think about me in my 60s, 70s, and I'm like cuddling up to some like, you know, like a pug. It's like a pug, and I'm like, oh, it's like you can see where my cynicism is gonna come from. You know, I'm just not gonna even be there. I'm gonna be in my own world. I'm gonna be down in the basement fucking making shit like a fucking like mad scientist because I don't want to deal with my wrinkly bitch upstairs.
Yeah, I kind of want to become a vampire, not gonna lie, but like I want to wait till like my like last family members mostly die off. Like I know my brother will probably still be alive, but it's like he'll like understand. You know what I mean? My mom and the people that are older in my family, they won't understand me turning vampire, but like I feel like that'd be the vibe, right? Like all of your like older family dies and then you become a vampire, live for eternity. What would you do if you Okay, I got a good one. If you became a vampire, right? And
Yeah.
let's just say not a vampire in the terms of like, oh, you can't walk outside in the daylight and stuff. Like you could still live a normal human life, but every like few years you'd have to relocate and like have a different identity and a different life because you're clearly not aging, and people will be like, what the fuck? Why is he not aging? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What what would you do? Like, what jobs would you do if you became a vampire? So you're basically like
I'd probably,
immortal, and let's
I'd
say like,
probably,
you can heal back pretty quickly. Like if someone chops off your arm, if you just reattach it and have it for a few like seconds, it will reattach itself.
I'd probably, that's actually a good question because I don't know if I'd want like, I think I'd spend 10 years figuring out how to just live free, right? So that I've got things sorted, so that money, because the thing that I first thought of is how am I going to deal with the government? Because
Okay,
they
let's
either
just
want me
say,
dead.
all right, let's just say, no. Let's okay, let me
They either
expand.
want me dead or like
Uh
they want me to work for it.
okay, let's say there's a thing called the Vampire Committee, and it's a
Yeah.
worldwide, but it's a secret thing, right? It's like
Yeah. Okay.
the
So
New World
am I
Order.
safe
The
there?
New World Order like is like runs it, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you figure out that this whole time vampires have actually been running the world, but in secrecy. And so they'll allow you to live, right? But
Yeah.
they just like be like they make you relocate every 10 years. So you're not in danger from the government, but like you would be if you like really like, or like I think maybe there'd be probably understanding if you're like, I'm just gonna live out in the countryside where there's no one. And they're like, cool. But they're like, if you're in the fucking city, you have to relocate every 10 years.
Yeah. I'd just go city to city. That'd be fine. I'm pretty cool with that. I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. But what would you do?
But like,
What job?
I don't want a job though. Like, I'm a vampire. Like, why would I want a job?
I don't know, just to like keep yourself like, because like the
I'd
reason
probably
I'm
go into
the
blood
whole
testing or something,
immortality
right?
thing and
Probably
being
like,
able, the reason I say the whole immortality thing and being able to get chopped up and then like still be alive is like I'd probably decide to do a job that I've always wanted to do that I found it was dangerous, which like a job that now I wouldn't risk my life for, but if I had that kind of body, I would definitely do it.
what is it?
Detective.
Yeah. Okay. So you really want to be a detective?
Yeah, yeah. I think I've
So
always
why do you think detective is dangerous? Why do you think that's dangerous?
well, just because you're gonna like involve yourself in like situations of like crime and stuff, and you might just like randomly get shot or something or attacked while you're like researching something or like going undercover. Do you know what I mean? That'd be cool. I'd do that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like a high end policeman at the same time because I'm pretty sure
Right.
detectives don't actually do much like field work. Like they're more
Yeah,
just
but
like
you can still put yourself in dangerous situations, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I get, yeah, I get. I
Like
get what
like
you
if I
mean.
was
I
immortal,
watched NCIS as well as a kid.
huh?
I watched NCIS as well as a kid,
Yeah, yeah,
Law and Order,
yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes I looked at that Law and Order stuff and I was like, damn, that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool, you know,
Cool, right?
walking
Yeah.
around fucking trying to figure shit out. Because like, you know, I feel like if you tell someone you're a detective or like you figure out crimes and shit, people just look at you like different. They're like they kind of give you a bit of
Dude, I wouldn't even say I'm a detective. I just do the thing. I just do this. Ready? I just be like, they'll be like, who are you? And I'll just be like,
oh yeah.
you know?
So would you like FBI work?
Well, no, because most detectives have the badge. Like even if it's for the police, you still have that badge. So you're just like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I
fair.
wouldn't.
Fair. No, I think I wouldn't I'd probably go into like I would be like the person that takes blood tests. Yeah.
Why? Oh, so you could
Because
suck
it makes my job a hell of a fucking lot easier. Bro, like I get to taste everyone's yummy blood.
blood. Right. Yeah, no, I was just kind of looking at it from like a perspective of like if my life was less fragile, like what other things would I do? Like I'd be more prone to like become like a skydiving instructor or some shit.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I don't think you have the capabilities of that. If I'm honest.
But if I was a vampire, I would.
No. I'm telling you right now, I've met the people who are skydiving instructors.
Yeah.
They're not you and me.
Like they're
just not.
insane, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Like,
they're loose fellas, bro. They're loose. You gotta be
I'm
to
a
do
loose,
that.
I'm a pretty loose unit. I'm a pretty loose
No,
unit.
dude, you're not. You're not.
Nothing to
You're
do.
not
Nothing
this.
to do, mate.
Dude,
No,
I'm telling you right now, you're not. You're not a skydive instructor. I love you. I love you as a human, but you are not a skydive instructor.
I can't believe you like
right
crushing my dreams like this, bro. I thought you were a supportive friend, bro.
I'm just telling you. I think that I am more of a skydiving instructor than you are, in my opinion. But
I mean, you did go skydiving and I haven't, so yeah, you are closer.
No. I mean, even in the grand scheme of things, when I've met these human beings that do this and they've done hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of jumps, not you and me, bro.
Okay, see, would you ever see, like, there's a part of me that wants to like have a pilot license, but I also don't, because I'm like, that's just putting myself in like a risky situation constantly, and it's not the type of risky situation that I want to be in. But like that's definitely like something I would do if I was a vampire as well. Like I'd fly a lot.
Yeah, I think pilot's kind of cool. I'm not the type of person I'm not afraid of flying. I know that's not really what you were saying there, but I'm not like, I wouldn't be, I feel very safe on planes generally. Like
but me by myself is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I guess that would be different, I guess, if you're by yourself, but
yeah, not like a commercial.
Know, like, would that not be safer?
No. Because you're by yourself, and those planes that like you fly by yourself, they're not commercial planes, and like commercial planes have a lot less issues than like just normal planes.
Think about it now. Like, what the fuck is up with us? Like, just going up in the sky, flying around a big heavy bit of metal.
I'd go to space as well. Yeah, shit. If I was a vampire, I'd go to space. I'd go to space.
That's a problem.
Just so I can look down and be like, "Huh, I told you guys it's flat."
Yeah, fair enough. I've been watching a lot of flat earthing videos recently. Just getting my knowledge up.
A lot more people are starting to believe in it. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of the wilder conspiracies because, like I understand if you're into conspiracies, but if you are into flat Earth, that's generally like where I cross the line of just like, okay, like, yeah, you're just doing it because you know, I don't know, you've got lost in your 20s and like, you're a bit, maybe a couple too many shroomies.
Yeah, or just like a midlife crisis.
Yeah, because there's an
I feel like it's just more so like when you. I think it comes from like. I think it comes from people that just like are like somewhat like science deniers, but also like just fully distrusting of authority. So you're like, no,
that's what I was going to say.
They're lying completely about everything, bro.
I don't think it's got anything to do with like actually like science at all. I think it's them distrusting people. That is they've now distrusted the government, and then they put science and government in the same in the same place, which is crazy.
It's funny because a lot of those people that are flat earthers, which not all of them, but a lot of them are very religious, and it's like they don't believe in science because it's man-made, but isn't religion man-made?
Human construct,
right, like God, like I can believe in God, but I don't have to believe in religion, because religion is something, it's a set of rules that people say, well, God sent me these rules, but it's like, but a human still wrote them down, and over time people decided to write whatever the fuck they wanted. Like it's kind of like with like I honestly look at it the same way as like when you write a book or you write a song or you paint or do anything. It's like you get these ideas from somewhere and then you put your own spin on it. And as much as you say, no, this is so pure, this is coming straight from the source. It's like, yeah, but it's coming from the source and then being filtered by you. It's like water. It's like water from a river. You know what I mean? If you drink it out of the river, yeah, it's pure, but it still went through some shit, right? And
Yeah,
then,
it went through the mud.
and then once you filter it even more, it's like, well, it's no longer that pure anyways. So I don't know, man. It's a weird fucking thing. And it's just like, I understand because there's so many conspiracies now about so many things. It's like, I'm also distrusting of authority. Like, I think a lot of the shit they do tell us is lies, but like, there's just some things where it's like, you think like thousands of scientists before us just like dedicated themselves to this lie. Like, you think they're all like, yep, okay, like they all meet up like once a year and they're like, all right, guys, are we still making sure no one's told them that it's actually flat? And they're like, yeah, all good.
It also just makes no sense. Just like even like what about the Earth being flat makes sense? Like when you can literally see moons and like the sun being round.
And then and people go, well, no, then because they're like, well, the Earth is flat, but the sun is circular, and it's like, what? Like, why is the
Why would it? Why would it be? Why?
The sun is circular? And it's like, no, because the sun and the moon are actually smaller and they rotate around our gravity of the, and it's like, oh, and also they don't believe in gravity. They think it's what do they say? It's mass.
Do you know what? Like,
Things fall because they're heavy.
I saw this amazing clip of this guy being like, well, so if the gravitational pull from the sun is so strong, why doesn't the moon have a gravitational pull towards the sun? And it does. It like goes around with the Earth, but like because like the Earth is so big, like or the proximity.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason
it goes around the Earth.
Yeah.
So like
it's getting pulled by two different gravitational pulls.
Yeah. So it does go around the sun. It just goes around the Earth first. But like, yeah, no, it's like I don't know, like the fact there's like, I just don't get it. But
to me, it just makes zero sense. It really does. It just
do you
makes
think some people as well? Do you think some people don't like the idea of not knowing as well? Like people just don't like the idea of not being able to make sense of something. So like that, I think impact like people's like I found out I'm a very okay person with not knowing everything. Like I'm not like this insane like maniac when it comes to knowledge. Like I like to know the things I like to know things about, but I don't care for knowing everything about everything. And some people, if they don't know what it is that they're being taught or what they're talking about, they refuse to believe anything else. And I find that hilarious.
Yeah, it's almost like an intrinsic anxiety. Like it's like, oh my God, like I don't know something.
Yeah, so it can't be true.
Yeah.
If I don't or not even I don't know something, I don't understand.
It's like it's the same as like if I haven't seen it with my eyes, it's not real.
Yeah. Which is true, bro. Everything you see this there was a period when I was like 18 to like maybe 20 where like I kind of, and it's not a terrible like mindset to go by, but it kind of made me like go through, like it helped me with the idea of just getting through like just day by day. My idea was like everything behind me is gray, like because so like the idea of that whatever I see is just what I see, because I looked at it through that lens because I was like, well, that will make me believe in what I see and also not care about things that are happening around me that I don't see. So if I don't see something and it happens, I don't care. Like I don't have to think about it. I don't care. Oh, bro, I don't care about it. Like I don't. So it's like that's like kind of the mindset I went through for a long period.
Yeah.
Which kind of goes into that kind of like stupid theory, which I understand it doesn't make any sense at the grand scheme of things. I was just more so narrowing it down. But yeah, I guess that's just how they are all the time.
Yeah, because like the way I was just like the other day, it just really came into my mind for some dumb reason, and I really haven't thought about it in a very long time, just because everything's so subjective, and I don't think the world is. It's not just black and white. I think it is gray in a sense. Like everything is a mixture of things. And for some reason, it came to my thought, and I was like, "Am I a good person?" And I haven't actually had that thought in a very long time, where I questioned myself. And it wasn't even out of like a it didn't come from a place of like I did something bad or I did something questionable, and then I was like, am I a good person? It legitimately just came to me randomly. Like I think I've realized I hadn't thought about it for a long time. So I kind of questioned myself. Because like and, and even just asking that question was like it made me like giggle after I asked myself that, because I'm like, that's so like subjective as well. It's like what makes you a good person? And also it's even hard to define being a good person, because what if you're like, I've known plenty of people that were good people towards me and others that I knew, but were terrible towards their families, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a good part like that's it's also hard like
To
to
define.
one, it's hard, it's impossible to define, and
I want to
also
know.
to
The thing is like, if there's a characteristic for like what a good like, you know what I mean? Like, what are the characteristics of a good person? I want to search this up. You know what? I'm gonna actually use. I'm gonna use my Snapchat AI, bro. Instead of asking Google. What characteristics make a
it's like
good
a over 6 foot.
Yeah, like 6. Yeah, the AI responds like 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches and above.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I think like
so,
tough.
do you have a definition yourself?
No.
Okay. Well, okay, so I'm gonna ask my AI, and I'm also gonna ask Google. So the AI said, I think a good person, I think, so they're already not giving me a firm, belief.
Definition.
I think a good person is someone who is kind, honest, and empathetic. They treat others with respect and are always willing to lend a helping hand. I say by that definition, I'm not gonna lick my own ass, but I'd say I'm a good person, I guess, because I can be kind, I'm honest, and I am empathetic. Treat
I
others
don't know
with
if I'm
respect.
empathetic.
Huh?
I don't know if I'm crazy empathetic.
Oh well, I mean, there's a
My
degree to it all. Like, I think
my
I'm
cat is
like nice. What would you like? Okay, like, are you empathetic enough where, like, let's say you're walking down the street and you see like an old homeless person, like, how do you feel?
well, I live around a lot of homeless people at the moment,
So you're
and
desensitized?
I'm kind of desensitized to it. But like it's kind of strange because I see the same homeless people.
Right. Is there a part of you when you walk past where you're like, oh, like, damn, like, I feel for him?
Can you please go? Yeah, yes, yeah, I do,
Well, so
but
that's
not like a
empathy.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess,
no.
yeah.
Some people are more empathetic than others, for sure. Like, some people will like cry when they see shit like that.
Yeah, maybe it's just because, like, I guess, yeah, I am also like, I think I definitely like was sadder when I like did when I was like, but like, yeah, if I was in like Perth and I saw it, I'd be a lot sadder
Because it was so
because it
much
was over
rarer.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's here. It's kind of like it's like I see it, you see it, I see it every day, and it's kind of like I don't know, and I'm kind of like, one thing that kind of pisses me off like about the homeless people here is when they shake their cups at me. Like, fucking bro, don't shake your fucking change. Like, they've got their cups and they're like in my face. Like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, first of all, I don't have any change in the first place, and
Yeah.
now you're shaking it at me, demanding shit. Fuck you.
Like, they should
like,
like, if you're gonna be homeless for like more than 10 years, I think like there should be a time period where you invest into one of those machines that people can just scan their card on,
100%. That's a good like, because
or
coins are going.
actually no, fuck that. I'm an idiot. Just get like a fucking cash app.
I
Because
don't
like,
think they have phones.
nah, I've fucking seen so many homeless people have phones, dude. I've seen them have phones before they even have food, dude.
Yeah,
And
I guess.
you
I
don't
haven't seen.
need you don't need data. You just need a bank account, which you probably had at one point, right? And then all you need to do is like sit around somewhere where it's got free Wi-Fi somewhere, which most of them usually do that. And then you just ask people to cash app you. They just scan the fucking code. And I feel like because the world is going to like through such technological change, most people don't even carry cash around.
Yeah, no, that's like the thing, right? I don't ever like, I couldn't possibly help a homeless person even if I wanted to, really.
Yeah.
The only way I could,
Not
if I
hard.
bought them something.
Or a kiss or some shit, you know?
Yeah, like a little ball scratch.
Mm. Or like
Yeah,
if you
that was
like,
my favorite.
like barbers or whatever, and you're like, come to my place for a transformation, you know?
And he's like, "Nah, bro, I've been growing out his hair for
What's-
8 years." And you're like, "Fuck, come."
You just chop his dreads off. You're like, oh, he's like, I didn't even want this. Bro. No, but what the fuck? Like, I don't know why I'm wondering about that, whether I'm a good person. I think because you know what it is actually. Over the past like year or two, I feel like I've as the people online would call it, I've done my shadow work, you know,
Yeah.
and I've realized that I can be like if I really wanted to, like I think I've really dug into my shadow and I've resurfaced out like the fact that I could possibly be the worst person in the world. Like if I wanted to be. Like I'll admit it here, I could probably be a serial killer. Like if I really wanted to, like if I really, really wanted to, I feel like a lot of people would be. Like, and people look at me and go, that's crazy. How could you even say that? A lot of people, but I feel like, dude, like with anything that's thrilling, like once you do it once and you get away with it, dude, come on. It's just like drugs, dude. So many people are like, I would never do that. I would never do that. And then they fucking go out one night and someone slips them a fucking Molly in there. And then they're like, holy fucking shit, I love this. And then they keep doing it. So it's like, I
don't think I could do it purely because of the fact I don't think I could get into it. But
No,
like, I get what you mean there. Like,
no, I'd have to have a motive for me to become a serial killer. Do you know what I mean? Like if I had an even worse childhood and like if I fucking like honestly, like if some real fucking traumatic shit was like happening, like my mom like caged me up in a room and then like made her like female friends come over and like lick me and shit. You know, some weird fucking psychotic stuff that would turn my like, I'd have like some sort of like weird, strange fetish and like hatred inside me where like I'd murder women and then like lick them when they're dead or some shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking something, some motive, some reason to like become a serial killer.
yeah.
But I just feel, and as I was saying, back to the whole shadow work thing, like I think that's why I question myself whether I'm a good person, because I feel like I have a bad person inside me. And I don't think I ever really even thought about life like that. Like, I think I always like just kind of like was like, oh, people are just people. And like, and there was a time period where I did really think I was like a fucking angel. You know what I mean? I really did. Like I thought everything I did was for a pure motive. And I thought, oh, well, as long as I'm like following that, like, even if I hurt people, it's like, oh, it was like, I'm just living my life though, like you know, like we're all living our life. Like, but now I guess because I'm so hyper aware of like the horrible things that I could do, I am questioning whether I'm a good person. I don't know.
That's I've never really questioned it because like I don't think I'm ever like the type of person to have like I struggle to like I guess put myself in the shoes of someone else and think about me because I struggle to care what other people will think about generally.
Yeah, you're a lot more indifferent than me, but I think as our friendship has like continued, I've picked up a lot of that indifference from you, and I think you've picked up a bit more of the emotional from me.
Mm. Yeah, no, 100. Cause yeah, but yeah, like that's like that's the thing, right? Because I was gonna say, yeah, I don't find, I don't. That's yeah, that's exactly what I've been thinking recently. Is I don't ever really have the idea of like, am I a good person? Because I think to be a good person, you have to look at yourself from someone else's view, right? Because that at the end of the day will be, if you're good, is if someone else thinks you're good, and that is the only way you can be. You can't just say you're good because you think you're good. It has to be from
Well, yeah,
someone
the
else's
world is your
opinion.
mirror.
Yeah. And I don't look at myself through other people's shoes ever at all, and it just doesn't ever cross my mind. But the thing that has crossed my mind recently, which has terrified the fuck out of me, is fucking like the other day I had like an external fucking crisis because like I was like, fuck, I'm 24, and I was like double my age. I'm 48, and I know that's crazy because of how long that is.
Right.
But like, I was like, that's not long. That's fucking not. And I
Yeah.
was like, I got like the other day, I was terrified. I was fucking terrified. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then and like I like so that's popped into my mind like 3 times in the last year.
Right.
And like the fact that that's happening means that I feel like there's something that I haven't figured out about myself to the point why that's happening.
Right.
So I'm in the middle of trying to figure out why it is. Like I think it's probably to do with like me, what I'm doing in this moment. Like I feel like I'm probably not doing enough because that's how I feel. Yeah. So but at the same time, I don't know. Like
I only. Sorry, go
the
on.
problem is I think I know. Yeah, the problem is I think I know what I want to be doing, and I'm not, which is pissing me off.
Well, yeah,
like, and
yeah,
like I think that
I only ever have real existential crises when feel like
crises.
Crises. That's so cute. Or maybe because you're a dad now, bro. That's why you're thinking about old age, bro. You're a cat.
Bro, because this little guy,
you're a cat dad.
We got him a little fucking pen, a toy.
I thought you were gonna say earpiece or some shit.
Nah, he's the deaf one, so he can't hear a thing at the moment. But
good, bro. I'm gonna talk shit about him now that I know he's a deaf cunt.
But when you're here, he's gonna fucking piss you off, like both of them.
Yeah, that's all right. That's cool. I'm fine with that. Yeah, no, I only have a crisis like that when I do feel like I'm wasting some sort of time. But that never really like. It's occurred to me on this holiday recently where I felt like I was wasting time, but it never. Oh, how do I express this? Before, when I was younger, I'd feel I was wasting time if I was by myself and not surrounded by people.
Yeah.
While as I've gotten older, it's the opposite, where even if I am wasting time, but I'm alone with myself, and I still feel like I feel like that wasting of time is me indulging in some sort of content. I don't feel like it's as wasted because I feel like everything that I watch feeds ideas into me, specifically like podcast, anime, manga that I read, books that I read. I don't feel like any of that is wasted time. But nowadays, I do feel like spending time with specific people is a waste of my time.
Yeah, okay. So it's kind of flipped a little bit.
Yeah, because before it was like when I was younger, it's like me being inside the house and not acting on my extroversion was like, wow, bro, like I'm so like, what am I doing, bro? Like, and I would get FOMO so much on like a weekend where people were going out and I didn't. And I was like, man, I'm legitimately wasting my fucking years. But now it's legitimately the opposite, where I'll be out and about with people and I'll be like, I genuinely just want to go home. I genuinely just want to spend time in my own head. I feel a lot safer in my own head nowadays than I used to before. So yeah,
is like, yeah, I guess it's like kind of a healthy balance, right? Because you don't want to spend like too much there, but like it is good to be safe there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because I was never
like,
safe in my head before.
We know people.
That's why
that, like,
I looked to go hang out with people before.
Yeah, because the most dangerous people are the people that aren't safe by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they'll do absolutely anything to have someone around them.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like
Yeah.
I felt like I had a lot of like, especially relationships with women where I felt I didn't feel like I fully manipulated them. I felt like I just manipulated the situations where I would like how do I like even describe it's like I felt like it I didn't feel like I manipulated them as in like I acted as someone different or like tried to like trick them into something. I just felt like I was constantly like presenting myself as uh always available and can always do something for you and all of this and I'll change for you for this way and I did do those things so that I don't feel like I manipulated them but I manipulated myself like to the extent where like I changed just so I could have people around and that's like what we're talking about is like those people are genuinely the most dangerous is because like you're constantly like being like I felt like for a very long time I was being a chameleon. Like I would just adjust to any situation just so I could be there. Even if over time I was like, I don't even want to be here. But I was like, but it's better to be here than alone. So
Yeah,
yeah,
fair enough. I've never had that feeling of that. Like I've had feelings of FOMO, but not like I've never been like afraid of my alone time. I've always kind of liked that.
yeah,
Even from a young age, like I've really liked it. Like I don't know. Like I guess like I kind of got forced on it when like for a period of my childhood. Like I guess when I was like living far away from people, like, I
yeah,
didn't really have much choice in terms of what I wanted to do, so I was
yeah,
just alone anyway. So I think
yeah.
like then I was just kind of like, you know what, this is pretty good
You
now.
adjusted
So
to
like
it.
yeah, there was never ever like anything where I was just like, oh, this is shit. Yeah, now I'm like, yeah, like that kind of. Then it was actually the opposite to me. I needed to like speak to people more and not be a fucking because like, that's what I'm doing at the moment. It was like that's my goal really. Is like I want to try and get into actually doing shit here because like I'm back into the position where I'm just like fucking hating on people and like I'm just like not even
Yeah, you
giving people
close
the
yourself
opportunity,
off from the world. Yeah,
not even giving people the opportunity to be friends with
yeah,
me.
to be
Like you know,
friends. Yeah,
like just being like so like yeah, being so me at like at the first like stage, which is fine. But I mean, in the sense of like not even allowing them to
don't
be
worry,
like,
bro. When I come there and open the doors, bro, it's gonna be like you're gonna be like, oh my god, my angel, like my savior.
yeah, that's what I'll be like, bro. That's what I'll be.
Um, yeah, no,
I'll be
because
happy again.
I feel like I'm kind of glad that I've come here on a holiday because I was in that place just the same as you are just before I left Perth because of like not the same idea, but a very similar idea of like I don't want to make new friends. I'm leaving these ones. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like so for the last few months in Perth, I was even like shutting myself off from more people. I think for two reasons. I think for one reason was like, well, I'm leaving and like I only care to see the people that I really care about. But also, I guess I didn't want to make new friendships to cause myself and those people more pain. I guess I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like why like, but yeah, I'm glad I came here because it forced me to meet so many new people while I'm in Serbia. It forced me to meet a lot of new people, make a lot of new friendships and stuff. So like yeah, I don't know. But
you know,
fucking
I get you. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
yeah, actually I have fucking these are just things that I screenshotted because I wanted to chat to them about. So actually the first two involve Japan, which is funny. So the first one is stalker sexually assaulted Japanese pop star. And listen to this part. So this is the crazy because that's fucked up, but this is the crazy part. After tracking her down by identifying a train station that was reflected in her eyeball in one of her social media selfies.
Wow, that's gonna take some fucking.
That is
That's the
fucking wow. That guy is a fucking detective. Okay.
Yeah, see, bro, you're not a detective if that guy's out here.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's wild. Imagine like zooming into your fucking eyeball and being like, fucking just seeing like one fucking, not even that. Like, he probably didn't even know the place. He probably searched all around all the stations and how they looked on fucking Google Maps or whatever, and was like checking for like the background and like, oh, that looks like that's it. She catches that train line.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty
wild.
That's it's like, do you know what's even wilder as well though? Like, that was in Japan, you said, right?
Yeah.
I've the last, because my scooter broke recently, I've been on the same train, the same tube every morning and every afternoon, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I don't recognize a single face.
Yeah.
I can only imagine in Japan, even if he went there, how hard it would be to find that person.
Right. Because like, yeah, you might know what train she catches, but like, how do you know when exactly? Which to me says he waited there all day.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
And another thing is, if you're a fucking Japanese pop idol, you're not walking around with your face showing. Like, you've always got like some sort of mask on and glasses and shit. Like, how, like that? Then that's even harder to spot. Like, do you know her?
I think, bro. If
you know her measurements that well, like, do you know her bodily measurements that well? Where you're like, oh, that's her feet. I know her feet. I fucking jacked. I've jacked
the eyes,
bro, so many times.
He'd see the eyes and he'd just be like, well, that's it.
Yeah, I guess so. What if she's wearing shades? Is what I'm saying.
Then I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So another thing in Japan, I don't know if you've seen, but Speed went to Japan, and he hired an escort to be his girlfriend for the day.
Oh, lovely! That's nice of him.
Yeah, and
how did it go for him?
And it just really made me think. I really because like I don't know if he actually hired one of those like girlfriend services, or if he hired an actual escort, which just like he just paid a prostitute like a whole day trip, and they went like everywhere and like did shit. And then the stream ended when she was like, "Can you like they're in the room?" And she's like, "Can you like turn the camera off now?" So I'm guessing she was an actual escort, not like a rent-a-girlfriend thing, because you know how we talked about this before with the whole rent-a-girlfriend thing. Like, I genuinely want to do that.
How long was the stream?
For a whole day, dude. Like, he streamed meeting her, then they went to like a karaoke bar, then some other shit. Like, they visited like so many places, and then like at the end, like just like, yeah.
How crazy is it how far live streams have come?
Right.
Live streams just used to be like a couple of hours watching your favorite dude play a game.
Yeah, just like the simplest shit.
Day with your girlfriend. Like
now, like Case Sennett is like having fucking firework battles against his friends in his fucking house.
Low key. I know this is disrespectful to a lot of people. I just never understood Kai Sennett. I don't understand what the hype is about. Like, he's not funny. Like, he's not like. I don't get it.
And he's like tapped into the culture, so they really like him. I actually don't mind him. But like, see, I guess we have different. Like, I could never watch. Like, I'm just gonna personally say it like out here, and I'm pretty sure I've shat on him before. But XQC to me just
you say it every video. I swear you said it in the last 3 podcasts.
I just don't get it. Like, and look, I'm a different person. Everyone has different things.
I'd probably be able to watch Kai Sennett probably of XQC, but they're about the same.
100%, dude. Okay,
I think it's about equal.
Just like not everyone is into YMH. I fucking love YMH, bro.
Yeah,
I love YMH, bro. Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina Pajitsky, the shit, and they show some fucking weird ass shit like videos. They show some crazy fucking shit on that show, but they also talk about shit that some people like are not interested in. So like it's all about taste. But like, all I'm just saying is you people have poor taste, and that's cool, you know.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing but like I understand Speed. I understand people's
I fucking love Speed, dude. Fascinating dude.
like really and also entertaining. The thing with Kai is like it's really strange because like it's just I genuinely don't get it. Maybe he's just a nice guy. I think he is he is the black guy, nice guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at I'm trying to think of like I don't know who I compare him to as a white person, but like it's just like I think like everyone just likes that person.
Yeah.
Because he's, I guess, like you said, culturally aware.
Yeah, he's culturally aware, and let me just be honest. It's probably also because he's a short, small statured dude. And people are less alarmed by that. Do you know what I mean?
100. Yeah, if he was 6'5".
The women that come on there, the men that come on there, no one is like, it's not like a thing of like, oh, like Kai's terrifying. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of, he's got like Kevin Hart about him.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like the funny, defenseless short guy.
Yeah.
You
but
know?
just not really very.
Because I'm not going to feel the same way sitting next to him and sitting next to Mike Tyson. My butthole would be clenched the whole time. I'd be a little terrified of saying some things.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And I guess like he's also just not very provocative, I don't think.
No, he doesn't. And his aggression, like when he does show aggression, it's always kind of like, it's in a funny way. It's in like bursts of like, you react to it in a funny way. You're not like, oh, this guy's getting fucking angry. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
who knows? Good on him for breaking and shit.
And have you been seeing the whole Adam 22 and Lena the Plug stuff?
Yeah, I've seen some of the shit.
Personally, I would never cuck my wife, even if she was I mean, then again, I would never marry a porn star. I might marry an ex-porn star, but not a active one. And just like, yeah, I guess everyone has their own different ideas and standards and stuff. And like, he's fucked heaps of women while he's fucked her at the same time, or she's watched him fuck other women. Like, and I guess that's just a part of their relationship. Like they have just like an open relationship only professionally, I guess. Like they only fuck other porn stars. It's not like we can fuck anyone. But that to me isn't even the wildest thing. The wildest thing is that he gifted his wife a new Lambo just because he's like, oh, congratulations, you did your first BBC video. Here's a Lambo. It honestly recently, like, at first, like the way he approached it and stuff like that, like it's so hard to just even say this, but like I feel like recently, like because so many people have terrorized him, he's like really taken like a corny route about it, like where he's like talking to people and be like, oh, you want to smash my wife? Like you should fuck her. Like it's all good. Like he's not even. It doesn't even seem like he's saying it in like a joking way anymore. Where it's like everyone's making a joke about it, so he's making a joke about it. It really seems like he's like, no, this is good. Like I want more people to fuck my wife. Like go ahead, fuck my wife. It's like it feels like he's having like some sort of internal battle with himself, where he's like clearly it's bugging him. But the only way for it to not bug him is like, oh, I just got to let her fuck more people.
Yeah, but like, what do you think the other option is?
You stop it. You stop, like, you can, like with any mistake, like, if you feel like it's a mistake and you want to fuck, you want to be like, look, like, it really fucking bugged me that you fucked him, you know, like I thought it was going to be okay, but it really fucking bugged me. And if she goes, well, if I can't fuck other porn stars, you can't fuck other porn stars with me either. And then you come to a compromise, because if it's clearly bugging both of yous, or you just can't find a place where you can settle, you got to figure something out. You don't just go, oh yeah, just it bugs me, but I'm going to go the opposite way and I'm just going to keep doing it until I'm desensitized. It's like killing a person and then be like, well, I think I should just kill more people just to desensitize myself.
Yeah, okay. So what? Okay, I've not really seen much of the situation. I guess I've not seen many other like clips afterwards. The only clip I've seen is where he said like the next step that he wants is just fucking her with another dude.
Yeah.
And like I thought in that clip he seemed fine, like because if like
No,
I don't know.
That's
like,
what I'm trying to say is in those early clips where he was being genuine and stuff like that, it just seemed like he was dealing with it, like he was going through it, and like he's like, okay, well, it seems like this is the next step forward. But after a while, some of the stuff that I've seen just kind of seemed a little, I don't know, I might be wrong, but it just to me seemed a little corny. Like it seemed a little forced. To me, it looked like he was genuinely having an internal battle.
Yeah, I think he's probably having more of a battle with the idea of everyone clowning him for it than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Because maybe he deep down, maybe he's a cuck and he was afraid to I guess even just admit
No,
it.
I don't think he's a cuck either. I don't think he is like that much of that. Like I think they're just fucking fine with like it's.
Yeah, I mean
think
their profession is porn, so it's not far off from like other porn stars. He's just more in the limelight because he didn't start with porn. You know, he had his podcast. He like No Jumper, like he was in the rap community mostly. So I guess, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
I've not looked into it too deep, but like from the outside, I don't think he is the type of person to care too much about her getting fucked by a different guy from out of anyone in the world, right? But and I'm not saying that makes it any better or worse. I'm just saying that like I think he reacting like this is more based on the fact of the people making jokes and constantly like harassing him about it. Whereas if someone was constantly making jokes about me if I had a relationship like that, I would probably not want. I struggle to handle the jokes more than I would be to be like, I'm just fine with it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not. It's how he's reacting to people clowning him for being who he is, probably like, for not caring. Because
Yeah.
I really, from my perspective, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares
No,
because
probably not.
he
No, but
he
there was
understands.
one point that he admitted it bugged him a little bit, but he said he got over it, which like,
Yeah,
it's fair. Like,
which is what I imagine, right? Because he
Yeah.
probably put himself in her shoes instantly and thought, okay, she does it with me. Why am I
Yeah.
not? Like that's the
yeah,
first. If I was
Yeah.
in that situation and if that was the situation I had all the time, and then I wasn't okay with it the other way around, the first thing that I would pop up in my head is that, wait, why am I not okay with it when it happened? I allow it all the time. And I either enjoy it or I don't. So like, what's the go? Like, if it makes her happy, it makes me happy. I guess that's the idea of it, right?
But if I was going to be the devil, if I'm going to play the devil's advocate here, double standards are real. You know what I mean? So that was the main argument people are having is like the whole pussy and dick argument where it's like a dick is like a key that if you have a master key that opens any doors, it's a good thing. But if you have, and like a woman's vagina is a doorknob or a lock. So like if every key can unlock it, then it's just a shitty door. You know what I mean? And that's the whole argument people are having, which is a weird argument as well. But I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. It's like there is double standards in this world. You know what I mean? They are set out the way that they are. Just like you, as much as you can hate on women being like, oh, you know, these are my standards. I want a guy that's 600. It makes kind of sense that they are more to a standard and they have a standard because it's like you're birthing a child most of the like that's the whole point of the whole selecting a mate, you know. So you are supposed to have more standard while a man is just splashing his cum. So he's not. A lot of men don't even have any standards. They just fuck anything.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like the thing with that is that standards only matter if you're capable of upholding them.
Right.
Like it's all well and good you having standards of saying I want to over 6 foot, I want this fit, I want this, that, whatever. If you're worth it, then you're capable.
Yeah.
Right. So that also then goes back the other way. If you're not a woman that's like capable of saying, I demand this and that, if that man goes to her and goes, fuck off, like those standards mean nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to also be on the other side, like a capable human being of like having those standards.
Yeah.
So, and that goes back to that as well, is where if like, I also
And
just
depending
think
on
like,
what your value is, if as a woman your only value is looks, that deteriorates over time. So
yeah,
you have a window of opportunity, basically. That's it. While if the standard for a woman is like, I want him to be 6 foot 6 inches and 6 figures, if he's continuing, and he probably can continually achieve that, because your penis size won't change, your height probably won't vary that much. Anyways, as you get older, you'll get a little shorter, but you know what I mean. And then the 6 figures is the only thing that might vary, but most of the time, like if you're already making that much money, you probably end up continue making that much money. So that doesn't deteriorate, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think it's interesting. I just think people are loose, and I think they're very loose.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal personally. Like, I don't like, like I think I know like there's this huge like crave at the moment for like, the people that are like bringing back like traditional views, I guess, of which I understand. Like, I'm not like against it. If people want to look at life that way, it's fine. But like, I think when you look at people like porn stars and think that they have the same ideas and like mentality as you, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're looking at Adam 22 and thinking, damn, you've got to be ashamed as a man because you let your wife, who you fuck with other women all the time and look like you have lots of fun fucking other women.
Yeah.
Other man, shame on you. I think that's just a really naive like point to make, coming from a position where you're like, I live life like this because it makes me happy. It's like, cool, bro.
Well, yeah, it's just like when people are like, oh, that person is a athlete and they don't spend as much time with their kids as I do, and they should spend more time with their kids. But it's like, yeah, but you have different requirements. Like that person has training every day at 2-3 times. They have games each weekend. They've dedicated their life to something else. And like, I just think everyone has different dedications and different levels of dedication. Like, I think it all comes down to how much you're willing to sacrifice, of one piece to get another.
Yeah. And how much you care for the certain, like, it's like, I don't care, like, it's like, I don't care to get married. Like a very traditional thing that I could not care less about. Right. At all. I don't want the ceremony. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, some people fucking think I'm weird for it. And it's just, it's like, you can pick apart everything that is traditional compared to what it is now. And there's a lot that benefit, and I'm not saying like traditional values don't like benefit a lot of people. Like, people are obviously the way they are for a reason, majority of the time. And I think it's healthy for majority of people. I just don't think like 100% of situations need to end in 100% of the same way. Otherwise, there'll be no variance of human being and human life. Like, and I think that's what makes human life beautiful, right? Is the fact that we've got so many differences. Right. And I think so many people can go down that avenue of, oh, if you agree with me on this one point, you've got to agree with me on the 100 points. And it's not that way. It's like, you can live like still a certain way and be like, okay, I'll still take points from this, and like, I'll be, I like the way like these type of people do live their life this way, and I'll take snippets of that. And it's like, people like living lives different ways, and it's like, it doesn't mean anything. You can go as far as saying like, are crack addicts wrong? It's like, they're fucking probably pretty happy, man. Like, like if they're fucking happy, like if heroin addicts are happy fucking juicing up, which I can probably tell you they are when they juice up.
Yeah.
Like, what's like, who's to say
it's
that
just
they're
because
wrong?
their downs are so low that people are like, well, that's terrible. Like, but it's like, yeah, but their highs are way higher than your highs.
Yeah, they're just they're living like a roller coaster. They just want the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
highs and the lows.
That's what they choose.
And it's like, what? Go try and prove that they're wrong.
Try
Go for
it. Just fucking try it.
Do it, and fucking show me.
Yeah, and then
Show me
fucking
that you're
tell
not
me
very.
that it's not good. You fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
go
love
for it, bro.
heroin.
Go for it.
Fuck yeah. Do you have anything else you want to?
No, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking, bro. You try to make me miss my Tesco fucking run. And
Sorry,
this week
bro.
I'm not.
Sorry, bro.
2 hours to
I was
get.
gonna say a good thing to end this discussion, all these discussions that we've had today, is actually is a lyric that came up in my mind before we even did the podcast, and now that we've talked about all of this, it's done like a full circle thing for me in my head. And as Kanye once said, the best advice is no advice. So,
Especially when it's your advice.
boom.
Man,
He's spitting. He slit on that. Yo. What's your Sunday selector?
yeah, Sunday select food.
Sunday.
Sunday select you. I actually don't want to. I've not been listening to any music, man. 1 sec. I'm just going on my fucking phone. It's gonna.
That's why you have an
fucking,
existential crisis, bro. I'm telling you.
yeah, probably.
Well, my Sunday
Man,
select is Me, Myself, and I by Beyonce. So
I thought you were gonna say from what's his name? The white guy, the white rapper. It's just me, myself, and I. Jeezy.
oh yeah.
Mine is probably going to be. Where is it? I've been scrolling down to it like every single time I've been. Every it's been like my go-to as my first option. Where is it though? I can't find it.
Where that though?
Oh, Pump 101, Digga D.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This is the last Zoom podcast that we are doing. From now on, you will be seeing us live in action, hugging, kissing, and shit. Whatever you guys pay for extra.
Back to episode 110. Back to episode 110, where we were doing all the making out and shit on
We
screen.
were in the pool, fingering each other, popping each other assholes.
Gang.
Gang, blood. Peace and prosperity, ladies and gentlemen. See you next.
Peace.